Welcome to Entertainment Now on UMERADIO, WUMERADIO New York. This show takes you beyond the music, dance, box office and thrills, for deeper and more meaningful insights into the minds and hearts of the players. We share stories about pop culture, celebrities, and everything entertainment, but with education and empowerment in mind. It's all about positive entertainment. Here is today's hot topic. Last week we were celebrating his great-grandmother's 102nd birthday. Today, we mourn with him the loss of his infant son, Zen. Nick Cannon painfully yet stoically shared his grief with the world and the circumstances surrounding his youngest child's death from a brain tumor. Here is a clip from his message.
Today is a special one, y'all. It's like my youngest son, Zen Scott Cannon, right there. Probably before the show started in the summertime. Zen was born in June, on June 23rd, actually. So this weekend, I made a valid effort to spend the most quality time I could spend with Zen. We woke up on Sunday. Got to spend the weekend with them, spend the night, and we woke up on Sunday, and I was like, I feel like I want to go to the water. We're close to the ocean, and we kind of got a chance to go to the ocean. And usually on Sundays, kind of handle everything I had to handle with the family, and then I fly back to New York. I rush back so I could be here for you all. And so, but I wanted to make sure that, I had allowed the sun to rise and, kind of hold my son. And in the having the last, holding my son for the last time. But it was a beautiful setting and even to spend that whole day. It was interesting because even as I was holding him, I was still preparing my day as it normally went to come back and, come here, and still I didn't know what it was going to be, but even by the time I got in the car and was headed to the airport, I had to turn around. And I turned around, and not only did we get to see the sunrise, but we got to see the sunset too. And I didn't know how I was going to handle today. I didn't know how, but I just really wanted, I wanted to grieve with my family. You know what I mean? There's no people who love you. I love you too. And I didn't want to make it about any pageantry or any of that type of stuff, so it kind of went back and forth for what I should do, but I felt like I was always talking about, you don't just go through it, you grow through it, you keep pushing, you know what I mean? And I have so much faith in the Lord, I have so much faith in God, and I never, people were often telling me I should pray for miracles, and I did pray for the miracle. I prayed for the miracle of God's strength, and that's why I'm here with you guys today, because I know, he puts the most and heaviest weight on the shoulders of his strongest soldiers. So I'm here to show that I can fight through this. I'm feeling it, I'm vulnerable, I'm open, y'all, but I'm gonna make it through, and this is a special show dedicated to my beautiful son, Dr. Laura Berman is here. Y'all know she's my daytime therapist. She has helped me with so many things in so many areas in my life. And Dr. Laura has also dealt with some similar situations in her own life as a parent. So she's the perfect person to talk to. She's here today. I know so many people out there have experienced the kind of pain and grief that I'm experiencing right now. We all know it. This is that time to say you never know what somebody's going through. Hug your people, hug your family, kiss somebody, tell them you love them. It's the holidays, and we're here. We'll be right back.
Everyone, today we have a special feature for you, the Black Experience in New York City. We talk with New Yorkers about their personal experiences living and working in New York. Let's hear what they had to say.
The Black Experience in New York City. This information is courtesy of nycgo.com. Black culture is integral to the identity of NYC, reportedly, the city with the largest Black population in the United States. Its influence can be felt across the 5 boroughs, in many forms, world-renowned music and style, a celebrated food scene, the visual and performing arts, live experiences, business owners, and all who lead the charge in keeping the city progressive, resilient, and safe. In a content series, nycgo.com, spotlight, celebrate, and amplify New York City's Black experience and the community whose cultural contributions reverberate around the globe. With a global footprint encompassing the entire Black diaspora, including people from the Caribbean, Latin America, Africa, South America, and the U.S., and countless affinity groups and experiences, the Black community in NYC boasts its own cultural nuances that enrich the city's diversity and provide an experience like none other in the world.
You know, we have differences going. There's a little church over there, very diverse place. Right there's a printing shop right across there. Lots of grocery stores. Almost at every other corner is a grocery store. So lots of food.
We have Keith joining us from the Bronx, and he will be telling us about his experience living and working in New York. He is a popular saxophonist with top ranking and great reviews on the Bash, formerly known as Gigmasters. Hi Keith. Welcome to the show. Talk to us about your life as a New Yorker.
Well, my life here as a New Yorker is one that's very interesting. You know, I live in a very diverse city, and so you get to experience a lot in one place. We're now approaching the cold season, and as you can see, I'm shaking, right? Yeah, but you know, the leaves are falling and it's getting cold. But life in the city is can be very intense. You really have to have a good, steady head, so to speak. You know, learn how to relax and how to breathe deep and not to take life too serious. New York is a very, very stressful place in many aspects. So it calls for, you know, you to really know yourself, you know, and be able to find ways and means how to, you know, debrief, how to not be stressed, and how to really just find, I would say, comfort in those that you love and know, like family and friends. But life here is pretty exciting, you know, if you make it. As someone said, life is what you make it, right? I came here when I was 14, going on 15. Initially, I was living in Jamaica. I was born there. And a part of my family came here prior to me, my twin, and my elder brother, who stayed back in Jamaica for about 4 years. So it was in 80, I think 82, 83, when we came up. And we first landed in Brooklyn, New York. You know, New York is made up of 5 boroughs. So we have Bronx, we have Brooklyn, we have Queens, we have Manhattan, and we have Staten Island, right? And so therefore, we first landed in Brooklyn. I was there for like a year. That same year, I went into 9th grade. We moved to the Bronx the following year. and been in the Bronx for a number of years, pretty much all my life. And after I got married, I spent some time in Connecticut for a number of years as well. And now I'm actually moving back to New York. I've moved back to New York, and I'm still here, working in the school system here, and pretty much that's where I am, So I attend church in New York, I work in New York, I have a business in New York, and that's kind of why I'm here. It's interesting because as it relates to my saxophone playing, I didn't necessarily start as that. I was initially a musician. I was playing the drums. I got into a little keyboard, then a little bass and songwriting. Got into a band, traveled, and did a whole lot of things. And it was a number of years ago when I picked up the saxophone. Loved it. I actually picked it up in New York when I was in 12th grade. Picked it up when I was in 12th grade, and never looked back ever since. But one day, I just got a hunch to just, maybe take it to school and play for my coworkers. And didn't know the response I would get, but I got a real fantastic response. And I'm like, maybe I should take this out in public, And I decided to get on this network, and they told me that I would, eventually get some gigs. And ever since I've been getting gigs, weddings, and a lot of corporate functions, bat mitzvah, you name it, walking down the park, surprise, birthdays, wishes, and surprise proposals, and just a gamut of different events, social events. And of course, I learned a lot about people. I've learned so much about people, different cultures, and how music really kind of ties in everyone into this one kind of world. I'll give an example. One of the famous songs that I play would be One Love. And I would play it in the Asian community, I would play it in the Spanish community, I would play it in the Caucasian community, the African community, and I would get almost a similar response. Just that one song. Wow. That is so world known, And I'm like, wow. So music is really powerful. I see how people respond to that one song in a church setting and a secular setting. I'm like, this is so deep. So I realized that we have more in common than we think. And of course, a lot of these places I've gone, especially some of these corporate functions, folks are millionaires, they're very wealthy people. I get to hear the conversations, what they sound like, how they relate to each other. I've gone to, the regular, I can't even explain it, but your regular cookout, and you hear the conversations. And so you kind of hear how people relate and how music really connects them all, because it brings a smile, it brings a joy, it brings that memory that they like. So that's kind of how I look at it, I kind of connect with people on that level. And some remember me afterwards, some forget me afterwards. But I think that at the end of the day, I enjoy most of it when I get callbacks. Like, I want you again. I saw you a year ago, or I saw you 5 years ago, and I want you back again. So music has really shown me how we are really connected, more than we think. The favorite part of New York, I think, because the way I think, I'm a very optimistic person, very self-motivated. I'm very, I would say, very, I'm a socialite in a way. And it's a city that's full of energy, it's full of just people and just, a lot of culture. So I enjoy New York City. You go into a grocery store and you find everything. You find this kind of, you find in the cab section, the food that you want is here. Stores that you like, you can have that too. You want vegans right here. So, it's a very, very, I would say, a city in so many areas. So if you are someone who like lore and like to really be adventurous, then this is the place you want to be, New York.
Pastor, therapist, and retired educator. Dr. Faith Walters has been heavily invested in community development in Mount Vernon for more than 2 decades. She will also be joining us to share some of her experiences of life in New York.
I just love helping people. It's one of my things. I came from a background, as you recognize my book, came from darkness to where I am today. And I wanted to share my story and to share the love of Jesus and just share and let people understand that no matter what walks of life you come from, you could be somebody, you could be what God desired you to be. Wow, I've been in New York for approximately 50 years. I've been here since about 9 years old. I came here in April 1971. And I've gone through a lot of the echelons of different parts of New York. I've traveled out of New York, but I've never really officially left New York, moved away and came back. I've always been here. I love the atmosphere. I mean, it has ups and downs and different things that happen, from time to time. But I love the lights. I love the excitement, the movement. The pace. You have the suburbs. I'm in the suburbs, and they also have the city. So the city is called the Big Apple. They said the city never sleeps. So I enjoy the balance, the excitement, and the atmosphere, the colors, the skill, the way the people, they do the designs. I love even the bridges, the way they design them. I just love the lights, different things at nighttime, So there's a lot of things to do in New York. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes I go to different states, and I always get so excited to come back because in New York, you always have something to do. Always something to do. On every corner, there's a store. You don't have to travel too far. You could walk, you could run, you could skip, you could hop. You could drive. It's a choice. You could take a train, you could take a bus, you could take the subway, different ways to get around in New York. So it makes it so much easier and much more fun and so much intriguing and so enlightening to everybody that comes here. But I started teaching from I was a very young girl. I was about 14 years old. And I didn't really have a passion for teaching until later on down the road. But my passion was to become a secretary. But I used to teach when my father was a pastor in Yonkers, New York. I used to teach the Sunday school there, and I used to enjoy teaching the little children from ages, they were like baby stages to about 9 years old. So I had a lot of fun doing it, but I never thought that I would do that as a profession. And so one of my greatest gifts at that time was to become a typist. I had a great teacher in high school, Miss Henry, and she really taught me how to type. So that was one of my biggest things I wanted to do for the rest of my life, become an executive secretary. But it so happened as I was being in that arena, I graduated with an associate degree in general business administration from Mercy College, and I was pursuing that career. But for some reason, every time I was in a company or whatever it is, the company was either closing down or something else was going on. So something kept telling me that maybe this is not where I needed to be. But at some point, I was there for some reasons because some things were happening in my life at that time. So at the last company I was at, I said to the Lord, I said, God, I've done what I desired to do. What is it you want me to do? So it just popped into my head. The answer just came immediately, become a teacher. So I never thought about that. And I said, Lord, I don't know if I have the skill set to do that, because of what was spoken into my life at a very young age and negatives that were spoken into my life. And the Lord said to me, don't worry about it. I'll give you all the knowledge you need to do this. So it so happened, I went through to school. I was involved. I got into the City College of New York, and I did very well. I surprised myself. I got A's and lots of A's and B's. I'm like, wow. So, and also look back at the typing skills I had. I was able to write all my papers, so that came in a very, that helped me a lot because it saved me a lot of finances as well. so even though that was not something that I was able to do for the rest of my life, but it came in as a means to help me to get me to the next level.
I'm doing fine today, thank you. Well, Dr. Faith, we became very good friends, and we are doing great in the community together with the kids and the outreach ministry, and I'm just happy to be a part of that.
Well, thank God. I'm just so in awe of working with Mr. King James from the Blue Bamboo Restaurant here in Mount Vernon. I just moved here a few months ago, and about in August, and I came out here in about November. Mm-hmm. Yes, was it October? I think it was October. October, around my birthday time, and happened to be, so I wanted to support the neighborhood because he was just right here, not too far from where I live. And I came in, and we ended up realizing he is a Jamaican. He is just part of my heritage, and we just started talking, and I started talking about the ministry, what I do, and he was so happy to be a part of it. Everything I'm doing, he's really there on point. And even when I brought to him that we be featuring children on Saturday for Christmas, to read the Bible story, he was so supportive of that. So whatever Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries are doing, he's very much a part of it and very much interested in it. And it's such a great, he's been such a great asset so far to the ministry, and we're grateful to the Lord for that.
Well, I got to New York by, by family members, inviting me here, and then I fell in love with New York, so I decided I'm going to stay. My background is, I didn't have a cooking background. I just fell right into it, per se, and I fell in love with it. It's just something I love to do. It's been a tremendous experience, being in New York and food. It's just like a very vibrant place to be with food and culture and fashion, and it's just like it's for me. I'm just excited to be here. Me and Dr. Faye, we were talking about the different colors in food, and she asked me where I get my inspiration from, and I just said, colors. Colors is everything for me. Once you see it, you should be able to want to eat it.
That's right.
Yeah, the color of the green and the orange. Color is everything for me, and that's where it started from. Dr. Faith is the stew peas.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Love it. And people love it. They actually come for it too.
Yes.
Wow. Tell us about it.
Well, it's made with pigtails.
Yes.
And it's made with peas. It's a basic dish, basically.
Yes, but it's just so unique.
But the flavors in it makes it very unique.
Yes.
And we also do a lot of caterings, and that's what you're seeing with the shrimp and the plantains with the toppings, and the pepper shrimp and the oxtails, and but my customer's favorite dish is the shrimp pasta, it's the rasta pasta.
Okay.
The rasta pasta, it's made with carrots and the penny pasta, and a base sauce of heavy cream with I put a little bit of cheese in mine and some jerk seasoning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Not gonna give away everything.
That's a little spin there. You never know the jerk seasoning part.
You have a picture of the oxtail pasta.
Nice.
So it's the same concept, but we add some more stuff to it. Everyone loves oxtail, and everyone loves the pasta. So the combination makes a big thing.
Yeah.
Just the culture and the people. in New York, it's very different in New York, but it's very the people. I would say the people influence me a lot. Stopping for the pasta. So the address is 267 South 4th Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York, 10550. This is our first location. We've been here 4 years. I guess the legacy we would want to leave is to, be different. Be different and don't be afraid to be unique and be yourself.
Right.
So that's how I started this place. Just do something different than the rest of the community is doing, and just to be a light, behind that, to be different.
I just want to say, just come down to the Blue Bamboo restaurant here in Mount Vernon and come for good food, good fun, and good fellowship.
And we have our spotlight for today. Apostle Faith Walters with Children, A Christmas Story. We all know that we love, love, love the Christmas story. And why not bring your kids out? Bring the family, make it an event. The live event starts Saturday, December 11th. So today from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., where it's right at the Blue Bamboo Restaurant, 267 South 4th Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York, 10550. To have your child or children ages 1 through 13 years old be a part of this televised event, please email at support@walmo.org no later than December 9th. So that has been already done. But however, if you want to take part, go to that event, watch it. It is December 11th. Today at 11 a.m. to 12:30, right at the Blue Bamboo Restaurant. Again, that is 267 South 14th Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York, 10550. As well as don't be afraid to go to her Christmas community outreach drive. She's having community outreach drive December 14th. That is Tuesday, December 14th from 2 to 3:30 p.m. It is at 3456 East 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York, 10550. I'll say that again, 3456 East 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York, 10550. If you want to reach out to her, send anything, go to P.O. Box 2077, Mount Vernon, New York, 10551. And the phone number is 914-699-2482 or 837-9635. To connect with her, involved with her ministries, go to wamo.org. And again, she has an empowerment for success in the community, and that is of 4 pillars that we have here that she really focuses on. The first pillar is ministry or Bible. Since June 2006, this ministry has been offering Bible education, prayer, fellowship, and worship. We are church without walls, a church for everyone. Her second pillar is outreach. For over 15 years, this ministry has been giving back to the community through its monthly community drives in Mount Vernon, New York. Third pillar is empowerment. Apostle Dr. Faith Walters uses her story, her experience, and lessons to teach self-love and faith to those that need healing. And last but certainly not least, her fourth pillar is community, specifically through media. And it states that through its media network, this ministry reaches millions of people in over 116 countries. So to get involved, to get connected with Dr. Faith Walters, her ministry, and all that she has to offer, go to her website, WAMOE.org. Get connected, get plugged in, and support. And right now, if we could pull up on her screen one more time, because I really want to stress this, everyone, with her community outreach and her Christmas story. Yes. So her Christmas story, again, that is today, 11 a.m. to 12:30. So you're on UMERADIO right now. You're listening. Right when you're done, head over to the Bamboo Restaurant. It's right there, 267 South 4th Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York. And if you need counseling, if you want to connect with her, if you don't want to go on her website, if you want to use any social media, she is at WAMO Ministries. That's WAMOE Ministries. That is on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. If you feel comfortable to email her, go to support at WAMOE.org. If you need counseling for any means, it is by appointment only. So go to WAMOE.org/counseling. Don't forget, she has a prayer line that is on Monday mornings at 7 a.m. Then to get connected with the prayer line, that is 978-990-5000. Again, that's 978-990-5000. The code is 32903 pound. And she has her weekly services Sundays at 5 p.m. and Wednesdays at 2 p.m. all on wamo.org, WAMOE.org/media.